Go, you do that, go on, yeah.
Relief. Relief he had hoped to flow from unfamiliarity, unfamiliar room, unfamiliar scene, out where nothing ever shared, back to where nothing ever shared. From this he had once half hoped some measure of relief might flow. Day after day he could be seen slowly pacing the island, hour after hour in his long black coat, no matter what the weather. An old world Latin Quarter hat. Yeah.
That was great.
Not worrying about doing it no color, like doing it all, like
whatever,
doing it very common, very conversational.
So you get it, get the basic. Okay, yeah. If you want to move, if you want to get up, you can do that.
I'm not going to worry so much about the posture.
Okay, yeah.
One night, as he sat trembling, head in hands from head to foot, a man appeared to him and said, "I have been sent by," and here he named the dear name, "to comfort you." Then, drawing a worn volume from the pocket of his long black coat, he sat and read till dawn, then disappeared without a word. Some time later he appeared again at the same hour with the same volume, and this time without preamble sat and read it through again the long night through, then disappeared without a word. So from time to time, unheralded, he would appear to read the sad tale through again and the long night away, then disappear without a word. With never a word exchanged, they grew to be as one, till the night came at last, when having closed the book and dawn at hand, he did not disappear, but sat on without a word. Finally he said, "I have had word from," and here he named the dear name, "that I shall not come again. I saw the dear face and heard the unspoken words. No need to go to him again, even if it were in your power."
What did you subjectively think, feel?
I don't know. I felt in general that the reader didn't want to relive those memories. You know, it is difficult for him to continue to have to go back, and especially when it came time for when the man comes to visit him, and what emotions are involved in having somebody there with him, because he's not alone anymore, and what that felt like, and then to have him say, "Now, well, I'm not going to come back anymore."
The way you explain that tells me that you think that it's a reader's experience told to the listener, or not?
It makes sense to make it more personal for the reader.
He's telling his own story. He's not telling, for example, the listener's story, which for example, I had always the opposite impression, that it was the listener's story, or obviously it might be both of them, okay?
I think it's an interesting possibility that it's the same person, two halves of self, like self is sort of
absolutely
split, which makes that moment at the end where...
In this case, it is like this, obviously. I mean, it's you. And this version gave to me at some moment this detachment, resembles it goes into mockery a little bit. So that's where, to me, it felt it was going a little too far. I was wondering if you would like to do it in a sort of twisted way, where you say the story, but it's the other person who actually says it. Now, this is the thing. You're watching a mirror. Just imagine you're watching a mirror. And you imagine that you are the person in the mirror. It's a bit, but it's a way to displace you did this very personal thing. I would like you to say the story as if you were the person in the mirror. So it's just an inner.
I'm telling the story to this.
You're not telling the story to that person, but you are that person. If you go home and you take a mirror, this is a very, it's very like mind twisting because it just goes, well, what am I doing? At some point you might feel dizzy.
Okay.
So it doesn't need to be always like that. But just try seeing yourself in a mirror and be that person. And imagine that you are in that body that is in the mirror. You're not here anymore, you are there.
Okay. So is this an exercise in trying to make it not very personal?
Yeah. It's an exercise in making it in the middle. Not from you, not from this person in the mirror, but somewhere in the middle. Because the story is in the middle.
Okay.
I think.
I'll give it
or it might be in the middle.
So we're playing, so I'm not really here and I'm not really there.
Exactly. Yeah, I know it's a bit, but yeah, but it's a way to keep, you should be able to this way. Maybe it would be the last exercise, and we're doing it first. But just to give you the opposite pole, maybe this is just a way to keep yourself, keep all the emotions, keep all the color, but imagine that someone else is speaking.
Okay.
Okay, and this someone else is still yourself in a mirror.
Okay.
So it's all part of this idea of displacing presence.
So
just
do you
an
want me
idea.
to acknowledge? Do you want me to try to use an image of a mirror?
Yeah, you definitely have an image. If you don't have any mirror, do we have a mirror there below?
Yeah, we do.
Behind there, we do.
Yeah,
that's right.
Okay. Day after day, he could be seen slowly pacing the islet, hour after hour, in his long black coat, no matter what the weather, an old world Latin quarter hat. At the tip, he would always pause to dwell on the receding stream. How in joyous eddies its two arms conflowed and flowed united on, then turn, and his slow steps retrace. In his dreams, then turn, and his slow steps retrace. I mean, I don't...
I was forget it.
Yeah, no, I mean, feels cool. It feels cool. I mean, it's just... Little is left to tell. I don't know. It's a different feeling to it.
Because for some reason it just took away the color and was just right.
Yeah, there's an element of detachment to it.
Yeah.
But it's still connected in a way.
Why don't you imagine that the person who knocks, so the knocks, also come from another, like there's a moment when this arm just goes by itself.
Okay.
Okay, it just goes by itself. It's not you. It's someone who takes possession of your arm and knocks.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.